Hi, and welcome back to Disco Elysium, where we are here inside the container that I persuaded to open. And I'm interested in finding out what this is all about. Wow. The mega-rich light-bending guy. The man stands at the far end of the shipping container. It's hard to say anything more about him. You cannot make out any of his details, but you do feel the overwhelming presence of capital. The feeling causes all the hair on your body to stand in attention, like soldiers preparing for a review. Squint. Something's amiss. The light beams bend around his face and scatter in 1,000 directions. It seems the law of physics do not apply here. They are suspended, distorted, an echo. Trying to visualize the physics at play is liable to give you an aneurysm. Don't think about it too hard. In the generous stillness, only your tongue moves, flickering as you utter. Hello? Welcome. Come in, make yourself at home. Sorry, I'm not better able to receive you. I wasn't expecting visitors today. You can't hear him exactly, yet you're able to understand every word he says. It is very strange. An overwhelming hum covers everything. Voice doesn't escape from him. Now, he clips his hands together. What can I do for you, gentlemen? What you can see of his body appears consumed in a sharp summer suit and yacht shoes. Who are you? Who am I? Oh, I haven't been asked that question for such a long time. There's genuine surprise in his voice. I don't meet a lot of people outside my circle these days. Anyhow, my name is Rustum Diodor. Investor, license holder, and extremely high net worth individual. And you are? Mr. Dior, I'm Lieutenant Kitsuragi of the RCM, and this is my partner, Harrier Dubois. Pleasure to meet you, Harrier Dubois. I must admit the name suits you very well. You're a rich investor, right? Can I have some money? Could you please stop asking everyone for money? It does not reflect well on the RCM, and to be perfectly frank, we can't afford to look worse than we already do. But Kim, I also can't afford to look any better than I do now. That's why I need the money. It's perfectly alright. Based on your appearance, I can tell I'm dealing with a smart man. As you may know, us high net worth individuals do not have a lot of cash on hand. Investments and liquidity are enemies of one another. I think I only have coins for coffee machines. Here, 3 real. How much can you get for this? It gets me almost nothing. That's the idea, my friend. You have to work for the rest. Maybe you can make the money grow, come up with an investment plan? How's that sound? These ultra-liberal types love losing huge sums of money on ludicrous proposals. Ergo, you should come up with a plan that's totally dead in the water. How did he become so rich? Oh lord, not this again. What's the matter, Kim? Oh, nothing, it's just that we've got this murder to solve, and yet you go around asking everyone about money, and every time I ask, are you sure this is related to the case, you say, sure Kim, I think it is. And yet it never seems to get us any closer to solving the case. The man chuckles. It's quite alright. I'm used to the question by now. To be blunt, I inherited my fortune from my grandmother, who herself was an extremely high net worth individual back in Grad. All I did was take her fortune and invest it prudently. Believe it or not, it takes more than a bit of skill not to blow a vast fortune on sailing boats, bad choices, and unsupervised state policy. What's it like being an extremely high net worth individual? The man exhales with a whistle. I gotta tell you, at first being rich is a lot of fun. You've got to work hard because everything's so darn expensive. You know, prices increase exponentially at this income level. But then once you've reached my position, it's nearly impossible for me to not make money. My assets are so diversified that I'm bound to come out ahead no matter what. Some of my lower net worth friends say to me, but doesn't that take all the fun out of it? And I tell them, not really. It's great that you've done so well for yourself, but don't you think you owe some of that wealth to the rest of society? Sure, and they benefit when I buy things to stimulate the economy. Do you know how many jobs it takes to build and maintain a racing yacht? Hundreds. Dozens at least. Of course, in the future it will all be automated, but my point is this. Every man gets what he earns. It's the height of tyranny to take that from him. Capital makes one speechless, does it not? Blinds like the sun that rises from beyond the horizon after a gloomy winter. Hey, all this talk about money has made you lose the thread. What's going on with the light in this place? That's what you need to ask him about. There's something strange about you. What do you mean? His essence seems to signify actual surprise. Well, I don't know how to put it. You look somehow a little different. Are you talking about my shin? No, I mean I can't even see you. It's if something is happening to the light. Oh, that's what you mean. Yes, I've heard of this effect, though I've never witnessed this myself. Of course, it has something to do with our Weiss-Wiesemann coefficient. Our what? It's some statistical thing. In essence, it says that when an extremely low net worth individual meets an extremely high net worth individual, some of the laws of physics cease to apply. What the fuck is going on with this universe? Are you telling me that you are so rich that light literally bends around your face? Among other things, but calm down, I'm but a lowly single-digit billionaire. Really? No, not really, there are actually quite many digits. A man this shit is at least a triple-digit billionaire. Kim, are you seeing this weird stuff? I see nothing of the sort. To be frank, all I see is a gentleman who's unusually well dressed for Martinez in a cargo container, which I admit is odd. Yes, I imagine that does look strange to you. My container. What are you doing in this container? Traveling. This is a great way to get around. It's fun, it's safe, and gives me lots of time to think. By the way, let me ask you a question. Where are we exactly? We are in Martinez, the district of Revachol, the former capital of the world. Ah, Revachol. I remember walking its streets as a teenager. There used to be a bowling alley in Stella Maris. I wonder if it's still there. It's a shame I can't get out and explore myself. One of the downsides of being an extremely high net worth individual is that mobs of low net worth individuals are constantly banding together to ask for money. Wait, why don't you help them? You've got so much money it can't make a difference to you. There simply aren't enough hours a day to hand out all the handouts. It's like feeding seagulls. There are always more and they never seem to do anything interesting with it, except more seagulls. Spending money is a matter of desire, I'm sure you agree. I don't have the desire for spending it like that. So you travel from place to place via shipping container. Smart, no? It also provides a mean to hide from all the targeted advertising we extremely high net worth individuals are constantly subjected to. Luxury yachts, high fidelity portable radio systems, pay-proof outerwear, and so on. It just gets me a bit middle class after a while, a bit bourgeois. Ah, so you're saying being rich isn't worth the hassle? What? No, I didn't say that at all. Being rich is great. Just don't tell anyone I told you that. The bending light appears to wink. We should get back to our investigation. Thank you for your time. Thank you for stopping by. If you ever have an idea you want to pitch me, I'm all ears. Conceptualization. Okay. Yes. Do I have a minus somewhere? No. Okay. Let's look for conceptualization. I should at least have 1 or 2 pieces more. Don't I have conceptualization glasses? At least I have a jacket. I have no conceptualization glasses? Seems not. Okay. We only can get a +2. How are we on points to remember myself? I could buy a point there. Let's do that after we failed once. Oh no, it's a red check. It's a red check. Let's buy 1 point now. Let's see how our chances now. Oh, I have to move 1 time. Okay, almost 50% chance now. I should really present a sound investment plan and not the failing one. I think those are mutually exclusive. Let's try. Deploying high concept buzzword generator, all systems functional, ready to engage in 3, 2, 1. It's time to disrupt the future. You've got to stay lean, innovative, and focus on what matters most, the children. Steal the union boss idea, add a twist and present it as your own, very capitalistic. You should invest in a youth center. Youth center, huh? What kind of youth center? A place to teach them practical skills like teamwork and self-discipline. Come on, tell him what he wants to hear. One dedicated to instilling liberal economic values in children from low net worth families. Brilliant, with our children who will be there to buy stuff in the future. Yes, and if it doesn't work out, we can always repurpose the center as a shopping mall or a private equity firm. When life closes the door, it opens a window, yes? What's the expected return on this? Highly educated, work-ready human capital ready to be directed towards any number of your vast interests. You're deep into ultra-liberal territory now, good work. Very impressive, you've got my natural eye for unusual investment opportunities. Thank you. I don't normally do this without a formal pitch deck, but to hell with it, what's the point of being rich if you have to follow all the rules? 100 real! Okay. Here's a round of seed funding. This should be enough to prove out the concept and get things off the ground. Bratan, now's your chance to take some time off, spend it with your good buddy and get absolutely wrecked in the process. I'm sorry man, I'm an investor now. I have to stay sober to calculate risks. What's this shit, calculating risk, Bratan? The risks you can calculate are the only ones worth taking. I'm sorry, I just don't see the raw in that. The lieutenant looks at you with horror. You've been mumbling to a nectar and days for several minutes. Ah yes, now you're displaying it. The eccentricity that becomes a wealthy individual. If the many saints' visage were trapped in physical defying light, you would see his approval. Thank you for placing your unwavering trust in me. Remember, it's not a handout, it's an investment, and I expect to see returns. The lieutenant stands there dumbfounded, his mouth opens slightly, then closes again. Is he having a stroke? Tim, are you alright? Yes, I'm alright. Can we get going now? Go. And we get... Ah! I expect nothing from this. Oh, -1 difficulty to all physical passives. That's great. You were born in the year 07, in the last year of the Commune of Revachol, right before it fell. In the old military hospital on the ground floor where people usually come to die during a snowstorm. The revolution had about 1 year left to go and the fires were still burning bright. There was explosions in the blizzard. This was 44 years ago. You are 44 years old. The bloating might never leave your face, but beneath it you still have some years, you still have some hope. That's great. We could also do the litany of contact mark. It's so damaging to my stats, but okay, whatever. Now I can get rid of my conceptualization clothes again in favor of something else. I want to wear this and this because I like shivers. Oh, this harbor music. $116 real. Okay, I can now buy everything from every store. Let's look around. I think I've already bought everything I need from Frit. I don't want to buy the alcohol. I'm pretty sure there's a quest line tied to doing drugs and doing alcohol and smoking, but I'm not doing any thing of that, so that's not where I'm going to spend my money. I think I bought everything from Siling, so let's go to the bookstore, because that's the only store left, because I also bought everything from the pawn shop. So what haven't I bought? There are board games here. Yam Dalaman series. I really want to read that. I want to buy the Yam Dalaman book. The Man from Yelmer. Oh yes, certainly, another good sale. Do any of those books call out to me? It's physical. It's Pain Threshold it was, yeah? A classic. On the frontispiece, an anatomically unrealistic muscle man is reaching into a mountain stream, yearning to touch his glimmering mirror image. His eyes are full of childlike wonder. On the blood-soaked snow right next to him lie two giant Zweihanders. That Yam Dalaman series, I really wanted to read a book out of that, because I really enjoyed, what's that, Prey, Starbender Cycle, or Talos Principles, what was it called, in Road to Gehenna, the series where he like pulled a motorbike out of his pocket and stuff like that. That was weird. I like that. Pain Threshold. Oh, not that way. Leave. Pain Threshold clothes. Okay. Do I even have Pain Threshold clothes? There shouldn't be any. Because that's not how Pain Threshold should work. But let's look around. Okay. And don't get me wrong, but I will never take my necktie off. No sane person would ever put their head into such a machine. What? What a machine? No idea what he's talking about. The Dick Mullen and the Mistaken Identity. Another Dick Mullen book woefully misrepresenting the police work. In this one, our detective returns from a tip, having successfully solved a 100-year-old cold case, only to embark on another. Does he finally face the text and nature of his occupation? No, he doesn't even look like a normal law officer. And we had this one. The Greatest Innocence. This dusty tome brings knowledge on the history of innocences. It is written by one João Paulo Solomao Lopes de Fuego, a masked fascist who tries to reach a conclusion on which of the innocents is the coolest in the world. Great. Okay, with all that, I want to buy the Medicinal Purposes of the Pale. Indeed, something about that book does seem to have spoken to you. A small green book giving off a peculiar foreboding impression. Although it's hard to figure out why, it describes the various ways of healing debilitating ailments through the use of pale, some of which sound implausible at best. So, we have to pass a physical instrument check. How am I? I could do another one there. Let's see, does my map tell me how hard the shack would be? It's a medium shack, okay. It would be a medium shack. Let's put 1 point into pain threshold. Ah, I'm wearing the pain threshold boots. There I wanted to look. That's from items. No, from Guillaume de Mion. Okay, I have a +2 bonus already. Okay, that's a high chance. Do any of the books call out to me? A twinge at the back of your head makes you flinch, your eyes starts twitching. Ow. Your hand reaches towards a book with a glossy cover art of the very muscular man from Yamdal in chains kneeling in front of a staircase leading to a throne. A woman sits on the throne leering at the man. She's laughing at him, belittling him. Between the throne and Yamdala man lies a bonfire casting shadows on the wall. The shadow of the woman's headdress looks like a pair of devil horns. The title reads Mien von Helmdal and the Devil Woman. Interesting. I want to buy Mien from Helmdal and the Devil Woman. It's a bestseller for a reason. The frontispiece of this old paperback features a muscle man in chains kneeling before a salacious-looking woman on a regal seat. A bonfire lies between the throne and the man casting shadows on the wall, and the shadows of the vixen's headdress looks like a pair of demonic horns. Okay. Oh, wait. The games. The Whirl board game. If you say so, but you better stay away from those immoral occult rituals and the Serenity. Wonderful choice, sir, a wholesome family game. A hyper-sternal, fantastic, popular board game illustrated with bucolic vistas and featuring odd-looking humanoid creatures. The 3rd edition Mega Setting supplements module and can't be played without the main game. Great. A civilization building board game where you get to choose a nation and set off to colonize and exploit other cultures. Star-shaped note on the box proclaims the game now includes a completely new genocide option. Wow. Okay. Okay, I now bought everything there is to buy. I don't really remember why I came back to this site. Do I have to do something to tell to Lena? I'm quite sure of that. Where's Morel?
Hello, dear. It's good to see a familiar face.
I restocked the empty trap. Where's Morel? Thank you for doing that, dear. Her smile is very. She and her earlier ebullience has left her. Morel still isn't feeling well. I convinced him to stay at Gary's to get some rest. I'm afraid the cold has really gotten to him. It's probably for the best. It's awfully cold out there in those streets. I'm sorry, dear, you've had to drudge through them so many times. Such field work, a young person's game, as they say. Her voice is shaky. What's going on here? So who's going to shake the traps? Morel will eventually, or we'll talk Gary into going back out, perhaps. Lieutenant stares at his chute, caked in mud. He doesn't say anything. Something tells me it's up to me again. No, you don't have to do that. Enough of this fool's errand. Morel will do it, or Gary. You have work to do. I've wasted enough of everyone's time. Be real, Gary is not going to help with it. Once more unto the breach, then. Take it on with undue optimism. That really is too much, sweetie. Thank you for your dedication, but I can see you're coming down with the curve yourself. Very strange. Why is she not letting you do this? It's like she's given up. Lena, what's wrong? You seem different. Different how? You've given up on the Phasmid. You're not telling me the whole story. I'm not, it's not that. What is it? It's a strange feeling. I haven't really told this to anyone, but you are a police officer, and when a police officer asks, you must answer. Do you ever wonder if some lovely story from your childhood is just that, a story or a dream? Seeing the Insulindian phasmid, it was just a story I used to tell people. I didn't really think about whether it was real or not, but Morel told me you'd seen it. You also told me. Morel is so proud of it. He always tells everyone. A terrible string in a heart. Regret. Are you saying you made it up? No, at least I don't think I did, but Morel was so eager to believe my story was evidence of the phasmid's existence, that I'm some queen of cryptozoologists, that... And for years his belief made me believe too. That I'm a queen, an extraordinary witness to grace. But now we're both getting old, and he's still working himself sick out in those reeds looking for it. But what if I was just wrong? I think I was. The lieutenant opens his notebook but doesn't write anything. He's hiding. These things are tough on him. Matters of love, not silent violence or deceit. First tell her her marriage hasn't been a lie. An acorn is not the same as the tree. That requires time, diligence and care. Wrong or not, your relationship with Morel isn't just about the phasmid. But it is. We've spent years searching for the phasmid, hunting it together. Without it, what are we? Just another pathetic old couple. If I hadn't led him down this path, he could have a steady job lecturing at a university. Normally when I think about stuff like women and marriage, I feel bad. When I think about you and Morel, I feel okay. That counts for something, no? Oh, of course it counts for something, but we've had our hard times too. I was a paraplegic before we met. He didn't know before I arrived on our first date. If I weren't the queen of the cryptozoologists, if I didn't tell him that story, he would still be into you. That's not how these things work. Maybe, but then why do I not dare tell him? I've wasted enough of your time with this drama. I really must stop talking about it, lest I start crying, waste more of your time. What you have to know is the Insulindian phasmid probably does not exist. Let us fool chase our ghosts. There are a million better things to do with your life. Are there? Some of the other things are pretty bad. To hell with this, I still believe you saw the phasmid. A true believer. Sometimes I still see it too, the real memory of it, how it was there, not the memory of the memory. But it's so hard to tell the two apart, rising and falling from the reeds on a hot summer's day like a benevolent god. Either way, I should go. Poor Morel is running a fever and need to get him home to Jamrock before we overstay our welcome with Gary. Are you sure you don't need help getting to Gary's? Oh no, thank you, but I can get there on my own. This old thing is gas-powered. And then a taxi home, it's not so bad. You do that, I'll check the traps once more. Really? Oh sweetie, please don't get stuck on a dream, take it from me and Morel. No one can stop you from finding the phasmid. Can I have your address, just in case there's news? We get it, it's 1113 Tabernacle Road, Jamrock. A sigh, she doesn't think you'll need it. Be careful out there, Lena. You too, sweetie. Thank you for everything, truly. Even though it turned out to be a waste of time, a dream, a fool's hope. Like that she drives off. The guy's engine putters quietly. That's not quietly. As she gets to the doors, then pushes them open. Outside the cold coastal wind blows. We should go too. Somewhere out there, a kilometer to the southeast, a gust of wind shakes the felt building. That's not southeast, that's southwest. It's more west, but rattling dusty windows beckoning with strange coldness to ask the wind once more. Now that she says that she thinks that the phasmid isn't real, I'm pretty sure it's real. Okay, so I think we are ready here. I don't think we have anything to report to the station. I think we reported back on the gun and the badge, so we can go back to the other side of wherever. If there's something in the traps. Trap is full of locusts, but they seem weak and unhealthy. A few lie on their back with their legs twitching, still no phasmid. Poor things. So let's see, there was one in Lens End, which we reach if we go around to the north, yeah? We have to come back here when it's snowing. We haven't been in the church, but we get there in the next episode. If the phasmid thing doesn't turn out to be a whole episode worth of content. We have to break down this door, but first I want to have that bigger priber that was promised by the other quest. Just dead and dying locusts and the slow swaying of surrounding reeds. Poor things. I'm pretty sure it's the original trap where we find it. Or it's the fourth trap that we check. And I'm planning on doing that the same outcome. So. What was this door? Precipice shivers on the Feldmurer. Physical instrument heroic? No, that's not this one. What was this? Interfacing. And I have the +2 interfacing gloves on, which is the only interfacing thing that we get. Okay, we have to fiddle with the mechanism, so priber won't even help, but maybe it gives interfacing as a stat. I have 21 charges of morale thing. Wow. But that's because we found a few of these hypnogamma things. Trap is filled with dead and dying locusts. Most of them aren't moving anywhere. You still can see a phasmid anywhere. Poor things. And so I think that we'll find the phasmid here. If not, then I'll never come back to the phasmid traps. A few locusts trudge along the wall of the trap. The rest are piled in a heap in the corner dead. No phasmid anywhere. Poor things. Aww. Maybe I come back a day later. I only have 44? Was it that expensive to do other stuff? Okay. We have a lot to do this evening. Because I didn't read my children's book the last day. I still have to do that. And then all the new books. Egghead wanted the tape. Wait, did I even listen to the tape? I couldn't interact with it, yeah? Only the Dorgana Megamix, yeah. That's Egghead.
Good morning, comrade! Yeah!
I found this reel of tape, maybe can use it to hard up Ike's jam. Give him the fixed Hawthorne tree tape. Yeah, remix time! His voice booms through the church as he takes the tape and attaches it to the empty rear slot. Tape goes here into deck B. And on his ear, he listens to the audio through the headphones, shouts, "Wow, did you get this from Arno himself?" A great excitement is bubbling to the surface with him. This is big. What do you mean? Listen, I'm just going to show it to you. Ready? Ready. Oh my god, this will be loud music. Oh, this works better. This really works better. Whoa, hear that? The signs match perfectly. Now if only we had the beat for the full assault, it would be unbelievably hyper. Intriguing the way I see it. Van Eyck based his remix on some famous original piece, like a folk song, something local. Seems you found an initial part with the main melody. I think it's just a happenstance, chaos in action, contingencies of our limited existence. That and Eckhardt's fantastic talent. No, it's right, Eckhardt's technical talent is the key. No, this is definitely part of the same song, something cut from it. It fits too well. Something mysterious is going on here. Maybe Arno van Eyck lives around here and just threw a part of his song away because he thought it was shit. Be how it is, if it fits, it fits. Bring up the volume. What about the bass? Do you have any idea for that? Yeah, remember you said it needs more bass. You can't leave it without a bass tag. Check. Honestly, nothing springs to my mind right now, but I'll see if I can come up with a solution down the lane. You're the warrior of dance music. Don't be too hard on yourself if you don't figure it out. I think the jam's already pretty ultra, but it could be hyper hardcore. I've tasked. Made it even harder core. Okay, I need another beat, but I can't get it right now. Ah, that gives me interfacing on temporary research. Okay, the question won't leave you. Why did the melody line from a broken discarded tape fit perfectly into a song played by some speed freaks in a frozen hand? Can it be coincident? Maybe it's the hand of the man machine itself in its attempt to craft a perfect song. Maybe Eckhardt is actually Arno van Eyck in disguise. Eck? What can we forget about that is worth that's not worth it? I don't think we need this. To be sure, I don't think that we'll fight them. Motorway south. What was the other? All invite checks. Yeah, that's not really a good one. That's perception. That's money. We don't need that. We don't need this. Okay. Forget it. And get Arno van Eyck, because I think this will unlock the second part of the quest.
Good morning.
Okay, so we can now go into the church. Let's have a first look around. I assume there are no bad people inside, just normal thing. Heavy wooden doors more than twice your height stand shut in front of you. The rectangular C1 ornamentation appears in stark contrast to the padlock carelessly drilled into the wood. Inspect the carpentry. The carving on the door is block-like and angular like the church itself. Two large beams shoot downwards, sinking into the wood before they reach the threshold. Run your hand over a beam. The surface is smooth from the wind, but moist to the touch. Feels exceptional. 300 tons of pine wood fit together seamlessly. It's old too, cut and carved many centuries ago. And the padlock? Sheep-looking padlock is sturdily built. It checkers together a hasp and the staple screwed into the wooden door. The lock is adorned with a yellow sticker. It will be easier to break the staple than the lock. Also, that sticker is interesting somehow. Look at the sticker. You see a yellow circle with two X's and a big curve below them that looks like a mouth. You're pretty sure you haven't seen it before, but what the symbol depicts is clear enough. A smiling dead guy. The curve makes it smile and the X make it dead. There's something blindingly modern about the symbol. Its modernness puts to shame everything you've seen before. What makes it so modern? It's the contrast between sheery chemical yellow and the rigor mortis, as if the sheery guy didn't know he was dead or the dead guy didn't care that he was. Either way, you get the sense the forces of future are at work here. These forces of future have chosen to depict something that reminds you of you. Have you seen the symbol before? He takes off his glass and uses a blue handkerchief to thoroughly wipe them clean before inspecting the shaker. Then he looks up, pauses and replies, "No. What does it look like to you?" "Looks like a dead man smiling, suggests junior delinquency." What's junior delinquency? For radical as they are, the moral intern defines junior delinquents as minors between the age of 10 and 16 who have committed an act of violation of the law. These acts are called crimes as they would be for adults. Uncaught. Crimes committed by minors are called delinquent acts. This was part of your officer's exams. He puts the handkerchief in his coat pocket. What is suggestive of junior delinquency here? I haven't seen that sticker before and I am not a youth. I agree, it's very modern, but does the Shiri guy not know he's dead, or does the dead guy not care that he is? What is the source of the irony here? That level of conceptual thinking is not part of my skill set. Let's try the interfacing challenge. Why did I save? I have no idea. There's nothing like the sound of a sticker unpeeling. Now it's stuck to your thumb. Put the sticker in your ledger after the last entry where it belongs. Start your paperwork. Secret task. Looks like today was a golden star day. I can't be looking at the padlock again. Open the padlock with the key. The lock turns easily. You hear a click as the shackle pops open. Let's go. Pull on the doors. As you do, you hear an echo of the doomed commercial area. It's black halls and dusty machines, then the feeling passes. A great whoosh of air rushes into the dark innards of the church as though rushing to fill a great vacuum in the heart of the city. And we are immediately entering. Okay. Big thing. A strange stillness fills you as you look ahead. You should walk here, not run. Okay, walk, not run. The grotesque wooden figure looks half finished. Feels like it's trying to become one with the church. This figure was added later, it's not part of the original church. I'm not believing in any crap mans here. More of the forked lightning pattern you saw outside. Bark beetles? No, it looks intentional, some long forgotten star. The blackboard is filled with complex equations. They look recent. Something to do with radio frequencies. Radio frequencies again? The prayer book has been left open. A prayer book, not the... whatever. It's just a prayer book. The silence in this part of the church is almost palpable. All the shifting matter and shuffling of living things is gone. Nothing seems to exist beyond the church anymore. Maybe if you were to stay in just the right spot, even your footsteps would be completely silent. Wait, I think I still hear something. And then it's gone, almost all of it, but for the faintest of hums. It seems that sound here is detached from its source somehow, if not blotted out outright. Truly unusual. You can hardly hear your own breathing. Yell as loud as you can. Your voice is barely audible, not a howl, but the softest of whimpers. Stomp your feet and clap your hands. You produce a few muffled sounds, after which the silence feels even more total somehow. What's happening, Kim? Lieutenant points to his ears and shakes his head. Then he leans closer. Can you hear anything? Not really, but it's extraordinary. I've never experienced anything like this. I wonder why the church was built with such strange acoustics. His detached tone conceals how uncomfortable he is. Maybe the church was designed in this way to prevent boisterous activity, singing and dancing on its premises. Maybe they wanted to discourage singing and dancing. Could be. He doesn't seem entirely convinced though. Look up into the bell tower. The orderly rows of ceiling panels have become barely visible, then disappear completely in the darkness of the tower overhead. Try to see beyond the shadows. Ooh, that was close. 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 That was close It's like something's moving up there. A shadow has emerged from the tower and it's making its way toward you through all the other shadows. On the ceiling? Yes, the darkness makes the ceiling feel infinitely far away. Follow the shadow's movement. It's not a shadow and we are becoming more substantial as it gets closer. The shape of an animal descends. Officer, is there something up there? Lieutenant follows your gaze, attempting to see whatever it is that you are seeing. Oh no, you've lost sight of it. Where did it go? Blink. You see something hanging from the rafters, looking straight at you with her dark eyes. Maybe it's impossible to talk to it? Oh, we can talk to it. The bowl is filled with water. A live wire runs directly into it. Could these wires work as contact microphones? There were 2 choices there. We got a point, that's great. What's here? Oh, it's a done quest. Find the insolence you've volunteered research. Okay. That's not what we found here though. Okay, let's talk to the guy that's hanging up here at the beginning of the next episode. See you tomorrow. Have a nice day.